Good day and welcome. You're watching Sint Maarten NEWSDESK, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Philipsburg, Sint Maarten. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
NVGEBE urges conservation amid energy uncertainty. NVGEBE has launched its Together We Conserve awareness campaign encouraging residents and businesses to reduce electricity and water consumption as rising global fuel prices and instability in the Middle East create uncertainty in energy markets. The utility says it continues to monitor international developments while working to maintain safe and reliable service and improve operational efficiency. As part of the campaign, customers will receive weekly conservation tips, educational videos, and practical advice through GEBE's official social media channels. GEBE is encouraging customers to turn off unused lights and appliances, use energy-efficient air conditioning settings, switch to LED lighting, unplug idle electronics, and repair water leaks promptly. Temporary Manager Iris Arundel said in conservation is a shared responsibility, noting that small changes in daily habits can lower utility costs while helping protect St. Maarten's limited electricity and water resources for the future. One St. Maarten calls for St. Maarten independence referendum. One SXM has rejected claims that international support for decolonization in French-administered territories amounts to interference in France's internal affairs, arguing that self-determination is a matter of international law, not solely domestic policy. The association was responding to French lawmakers who criticized statements by Azerbaijan regarding France's overseas territories. One SXM cited the United Nations Charter and UN Resolution 1514, which affirmed the right of peoples to determine their own political future and placed decolonization on the international agenda. The group noted that New Caledonia and French Polynesia remain listed as non-self-governing territories by the United Nations, making their political status a legitimate subject of international discussion. One SXM said France cannot treat decolonization as an internal matter while participating in UN decolonization processes. The organization also expressed support for international initiatives that promote decolonization and renewed its call for the leaders of St. Maarten to organize a referendum allowing residents to vote yes or no to independence, arguing that the island's political future should be decided by its own people. Cabinet report highlights education and diplomacy. The Cabinet of the Minister Plenipotentiary of St. Maarten has released its second quarterly report for 2026, highlighting efforts to strengthen education, youth development, diplomacy, and international partnerships during the second quarter of the year. Minister Plenipotentiary Dr. Anders Gracita Arundel presented the report to Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina, outlining the Cabinet's work in supporting students and young professionals, expanding educational partnerships, and representing St. Maarten in the Kingdom. the European Union, and international forums. The report also highlights initiatives to improve access to funding, strengthen regional cooperation, and advance renewable energy and democratic participation. Separately, Arundel attended a diplomatic reception hosted by the Embassy of Egypt in The Hague to commemorate the 74th anniversary of Egypt's July 23rd revolution. The cabinet says it will continue engaging the Sint Maarten diaspora through student programs, community initiatives, and preparations for this year's Sint Maarten Day celebrations in the Netherlands.
Hello, my people. My name is Glenda York of Sit, Sip and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV15 Sint Maarten, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from GEBE Media Studios in Sint Maarten, your NEWSDESK feature story is coming up. But first, here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, Sint Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into the forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience, community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience, hey. For every life, every adventure, number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Welcome to the BTP Cybercrime Awareness video. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any illegal activity that uses computers, smartphones, or the internet to harm people, steal information, or cause damage. Now, how to protect yourself. First, use strong passwords. Also, keep your devices and antivirus software updated. Enable two-factor authentication. Research before sending money. Use trusted platforms. Log out of accounts on shared/public devices. Scan the QR code for more tips. Stay alert. Stay secure.
Gasoline prices rises, diesel unchanged. Motorists will pay more for gasoline starting 6 a.m. this morning, Tuesday, July 26, following a government-approved fuel price adjustment. The maximum price of unleaded gasoline will increase from $2.94 to $3.07.6 per liter, while the price of diesel will remain unchanged at $2.56.4 per liter. The government of St. Maarten regulates the maximum prices that wholesalers and retailers may charge for petroleum products. Officials say the gasoline increase reflects adjustments in international crude oil prices, while diesel prices remain stable under the latest review. Local author's debut book sells out at launch. Veteran educator Oswald Francis celebrated a sold-out debut as the first print run of In Emilio Wilson Park with Uncle Joe was purchased during its official launch at the historic Emilio Wilson Museum. The event brought together community members, cultural figures, and government officials for an evening of Caribbean music, dramatic readings, and heritage celebrations at the former home of Emilio Wilson. Francis thanked the public for its overwhelming support, saying the response has inspired him to continue writing. Published with support from the Cultuur Funds Caribisch Gebied, the book is now available worldwide through Amazon, while a second local print run is being prepared. Once new copies arrive, partners including Winair and Motorworld will help distribute books to schools, libraries, and the Point Blanche Correctional Facility. Victorious Living Publishing also announced a new Write Your Book in 90 Days workshop aimed at helping aspiring authors develop and publish their own books. St. Maarten finishes second in golf tournament. Team St. Maarten claims second place at the 2026 three-country golf tournament held at the Aurora International Golf Club in Anguilla, competing against teams from Anguilla and Sint Maarten. 20 golfers represented each territory in annual competition, with Anguilla capturing the championship with 528 points, followed by Dutch St. Maarten with 502 points, and then French St. Maarten in third with 464 points. The St. Maarten Golf Association congratulated Team Anguilla on its victory and thanked President of Parliament Sarah Westcott Williams, Justice Minister Natalie Tacklin, and Education Minister Melissa Gums for their support and encouragement. The association said the tournament continues to strengthen friendship, sportsmanship, and regional cooperation among the three islands, adding that Team St. Maarten looks forward to returning even stronger next year.
Hey there, I'm Venicia Herbert, and welcome to the Community Billboard. This is your space where the people, places, and heartbeat of the St. Maarten community get to speak for themselves. Whether it's an event worth showing up for, a business worth knowing about, or a cause worth caring about, you'll hear it right here. So, settle in, because what's coming up next just might be exactly what you've been looking for. Welcome to the NEWSDESK Community Billboard.
Heavy sweating, weakness, dizziness, headache, nausea, a fast heartbeat, maybe signs of heat exhaustion. Move the person to a cool or shaded area, loosen clothing, and help them cool down. Confusion, fainting, seizures, or very hot skin may signal heat stroke. Call emergency services immediately. Know the warning signs and act quickly. A message from Collective Prevention Services within the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development, and Labor.
To be part of our mailing list, send an email to newsdesksxm@gmail.com.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Welcome to the BTP Cybercrime Awareness video. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any illegal activity that uses computers, smartphones, or the internet to harm people, steal information, or cause damage. Now, how to protect yourself. First, use strong passwords. Also, keep your devices and antivirus software updated. Enable two-factor authentication. Research before sending money. Use trusted platforms. Log out of accounts on shared/public devices. Scan the QR code for more tips. Stay alert. Stay secure.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
The Royal Anguilla Police Force urges public to avoid landfill fire. The Royal Anguilla Police Force is urging residents to stay away from the Corrito landfill, where emergency crews continue battling a large fire. Police say firefighters, emergency personnel, and members of the public assisting with the response are working to bring the blaze under control. However, authorities are concerned that people traveling to the area simply to observe the incident are creating traffic congestion and hampering emergency operations. The RAPF is asking anyone not directly involved in response to avoid the landfill so emergency vehicles and responders can safely access the site. Landfill fires can be especially challenging to extinguish because they often burn beneath the surface, producing dense smoke and potentially hazardous gases. Such fires can take days or even weeks to fully contain, depending on their size and weather conditions. The RAPF thanked volunteers and emergency personnel for their efforts and called on the public to cooperate by keeping the area clear while response operations continue. Further updates will be provided as more information becomes available.
Welcome back. Each day we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on Sint Maarten. Welcome to today's News Desk feature.
The goal is to create conversations that connect generations while documenting the people, businesses, traditions, and innovations that shape communities both locally and abroad. The publication will continue exploring topics such as agriculture, health, wellness, entrepreneurship, ecotourism, the arts, and community development, reflecting the many dimensions of Caribbean life. Future editions will feature entrepreneur spotlights, youth initiatives, wellness stories, travel features, artistic showcases, and cultural commentary designed to educate, inspire, and empower readers. Beyond publishing, Cultural Expression is positioning itself as a platform for collaboration. Plans include cultural festivals, workshops, networking events, leadership initiatives, and educational programs that encourage learning while creating opportunities for community engagement and economic empowerment. The organization is also inviting corporate sponsors and strategic partners from both the public and private sectors to support projects focused on cultural preservation, youth development, environmental awareness, entrepreneurship, and original journalism. For St. Maarten, initiatives like this reflect the growing importance of the orange economy, where creativity, culture, and intellectual capital become drivers of economic opportunity and national development. By investing in storytelling, local talent, and cultural heritage, communities preserve not only their history, but also create new opportunities in tourism, education, media, and creative industries. As globalization continues to reshape societies, documenting local stories has become even more important than ever. Every interview, photograph, tradition, and shared experience becomes part of the historical record that future generations will inherit. Guided by the principles celebrating heritage, inspiring communities, creating legacy, Cultural Expression hopes to become more than a publication. Its vision is to build lasting bridges between cultures, generations, industries, and communities, proving that while culture is our identity, storytelling remains one of the most powerful ways to preserve it for generations to come.
That's all the time we have for today's edition of Sint Maarten News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, Sint Maarten.